Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. लय विनाशने उभयरोधने 13th verse. It's sounding like a funeral, so we have to say it again. So let us say it properly, okay? Laya vinashane ubhayarodhane. लयगतं पुनर्भवति नोमृतं प्राणबन्धनालीनमानसम् एकचिन्तनान्नाशमेत्यतः लय विनाशने उभयरोधने. लय विनाशने उभयरोधने. So this is again talking of the mind and the prana. In the last one we saw that Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti are from the Satvikamsha of the Maya Shakti. From the Satvika part of the Maya Shakti we have Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. So that Jnana Shakti is manifest as the mind. Kriya Shakti, here we are taking one example of Kriya Shakti as prana. So when we use the prana to come down the mind, and even the other way around, when we use the mind to come down the prana, then there is pragati, progress in the path of emotional maturity. Because then when the mind is calm, then at least you can talk to the person. You can talk Vedanta to the person after their mind is calm, not before. If they are all very agitated, what will happen? They are not going to be able to listen. So what does the meditation and this pranayama do? It creates a little bit of a space in the mind to be able to analyze this and to be able to understand how to prepare for this knowledge. That is basically what it does. And so we saw that. And now going to the next one, which was 13. So there are two things that we talked about with regard to the mind. Where did we talk about that? So we talked about the Leena Manasaha and Liyate Manaha in verse number 11. Okay? So these two powers of Maya we can use to overcome Maya. That is the idea. We use to overcome Maya by the two powers of Maya. What is that? Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Just like if you have a thorn in your foot, what are you going to do? Use another thorn to take it out. That is the idea. You use the other thorn, take this thorn out, and then similarly here you use the weapons of Maya against the Maya here means avidya, not goddess and Shakti and all knowledge, no. Avidya. So you use the weapon of avidya against itself, so to speak, and that's how you can overcome the avidya, you can overcome avarna. Avarna means the as though covering of the where the atma is stuck, where I feel that the atma is stuck somewhere deep down inside. That is not the truth, but I feel that the atma is stuck somewhere deep. I have to dive deep into meditation and take it out, or I should stop thinking altogether. Please do not do that. Do not stop thinking altogether. Already, even after thinking, we are in such a soup. So, if we stop thinking, imagine what will happen. Okay? So, the point is not to stop thinking. The point is to think properly. That is the whole idea. So, this is the laya of the mind. Laya means the going to sleep. When the thought is not there, then the mind is with itself. Then what happens? The thoughts come back. Correct? When the mind awakens, the thoughts come back. So this is called laya, and at best it is temporary. So before samadhi, what was this person? Ignorant or knowledgeable? Ignorant. After samadhi, ignorant. No difference? In samadhi, the person had moksha, let us say, for half an hour. Whether she had moksha or not, the relatives around her definitely had moksha from her because she was not complaining. She is in samadhi. He is in samadhi. He is not complaining. I don't have to deal with him. That is nice. But then you can have a quietened mind and an ignorant mind, or you can have a quietened mind and a knowledgeable mind which knows the truth of itself as what? As free of all longing, free of all problems, free of all pain, sorrow, etc. Your choice, you can do that. So just because you are one is uninformed and then you are enjoying silence, that doesn't mean the original problem. And we think it's a psychological problem. But actually the original problem is a philosophical problem. It's not a psychological problem. That I don't like myself, that I have self-judgment, that I have self-criticism, that I feel that everybody else is also judging me, that I have complexes. What kind of a problem is it? We think it's on the face of it, on the surface of it, it appears to be a psychological problem, but actually speaking, what is it? Philosophical problem. Because, again, Pujya Swamiji used to say, psychology doesn't have any solution. It stops at blaming the father and mother. And I told you how that goes. I already illustrated that to you with that college girl example. So it doesn't go anywhere. And you can't put all the blame on the parents and then you won't feel good after that also. It's not a solution, it's not a resolution. Okay? Then psychology has no solution. What about Vedanta? Vedanta has no problem. There is no problem in Vedanta, there is no solution in psychology. This is what the thing is. And so therefore, the point is not manorodhanam, it is not catching the mind and stopping the thoughts. Not that that's not a proper sadhana, it's a good sadhana, but that's all it is. We need to look for silence which is in spite of thoughts, not silence without thoughts. We are not allergic to thoughts. In fact, we want everyone to think properly. This is very important. So in the next verse, laya vinashane ubhaya rodhane. So laya and vinasha, two things are there. One is absorption, which is temporary, and the other one, and we'll see this closely, the other one is called destruction. In Sanskrit, the word is manonasha. Don't get scared. Manonasha does not mean the mind is destroyed. Here, The sages like to use words like that because they know what it means. It does not mean what you think it means. Manonasha does not mean the annihilation of the mind, but what does it mean? The annihilation of wrong understanding of the I. That is what is annihilated. In other words, Manonasha is the annihilation or the destruction of ignorance. Ignorance destroyed, we say mind is destroyed. Why? Because the mind is the harborer of ignorance. So Laya and Vinasha, in the topic of Laya, which is the temporary resolution, suspension of thoughts, etc., and Vinasha, which is the permanent resolution of ignorance, these two things are there. Ubhaya Rodhane. Ubhaya Rodhana. Rodhana means two forms of discipline. What is the first form of discipline? Laya, temporary absorption. What is the second discipline? Self-knowledge leading to a permanent resolution of wrong thinking. So, Layagatam Manaha. So, what the mind that has gone into Laya means meditation, Samadhi, absorption. So, when you put the mind in Laya, what happens? Like a baby, it gets up and cries. That's what it does. The mother puts the baby to sleep and rocks it back and forth, here, here, here. Okay, the baby obliges. And then what? Mother puts it down because she has no more any shoulders left because it's heavy. And so she puts it down. What does the baby do? Cries. Laya. And then what? No Laya. Laya was for a few minutes, and then whether it enjoyed or not, the mother enjoyed the baby's Laya. Thank God it's down now. I can rest, I can do some work, and then she takes it off the shoulder and puts it in the cradle or the crib, and then what happens? Again the lungs start. Babies have very strong lungs. Yeah, well, I don't know where they get it from. It is what is that? God-given alarm for the parents. Yeah. Screams. Yeah. For the parents, it's a God-given alarm that the child cries so that even 3 houses down. So even if you don't hear, your neighbor 3 houses down will come and say, hey, pick up your baby or feed it. Your baby is crying. So this is called Laya. Laya is temporary. Similarly, the mind also, you put it to sleep using advanced spiritual techniques like Samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, all kinds of Samadhi you do, and then what happens? It wakes up. Who wakes up? The same one that went to sleep wakes up. Who went into Laya? The complaining one. Who gets up? The complaining one. It is business as usual when we talk of Samadhi. We have a temporary reprieve. Little bit of reprieve we have. We are happy that I am, one is happy, I am no longer suffering for this time. For as long as I am not thinking, I am not suffering. Therefore, what is the conclusion? Stop thinking altogether. Then there will be no suffering. But this is neither possible nor desirable to stop thinking altogether. And so therefore what? So therefore something else has to be looked at. And so here, Ubhaya Rodhane, two forms of discipline. One is called Laya, which we have discussed in detail. The other one is called what? Vinasha. Laya and Vinasha. Vinasha means destruction. So then, Layam Gataha. So Layam Gato Manaha, Layam Gatam Manaha. So the mind that has attained absorption, Layam Gata Manaha, what happens? Punarbhavati. Punarbhavati means born again. Layam Gato Manaha, the mind that has gone into absorption is definitely, absolutely, doubtlessly born again. Certainly born again. Samadhi is not the cessation, Samadhi is not enlightenment. The cessation of thoughts does not equate self-knowledge at all. Cessation of thoughts only gives a calm mind so that you can think clearly. The head clears. Brain fog goes. That's all that happens. The head clears, the fog in the brain goes, you can start thinking clearly, and you can say, one can come to the conclusion, Vedanta, where were you all my life? I am ready now. One can come to that conclusion. So layam gatam manaha, the mind that has attained a certain power of absorption, punarbhavati, it comes back like the ashram cat. The cat came back the very next day. There is a song like that. Cat came back. Even not in every ashram there is a story like that. In Anekati it wasn't cat, it was dogs. We were multiplying at an alarming rate, and so the staff people decided to take it in the jeep that goes to the market every week to buy all the things that the people need. So what did they do? They took the blessed thing and then they left it in Tadagam, the next village. And then they went to Coimbatore and did all their shopping, and by the time they came back, it was waiting for them, already wagging its tail. No animosity in its heart. No question. How could you leave me? I'm part of your life. I love everybody, including the cat that is there near the dining hall. No problem. Why did you do this? No questions asked. It made its way back before the shopping trip was over. It was waiting for them. They felt so compassionate. They stopped trying to take it out. But this is how layam gatam manaha is like this pet that has adopted you. You haven't adopted it. You are just minding your business and suddenly something goes between your legs. Oh, it's the cat. It's the cat rubbing itself. You didn't say, Aja, come. Nothing you said. You were just walking and suddenly something goes in between the legs and it's the cat. Now, similarly, the dog has adopted you. It thinks of you as daddy. You can't do anything about it. So, similarly, a mind in laya is like an unwanted pet. So, what happens? You try to take away the pet and put it somewhere, and then definitely it comes back. Similarly, the mind in samadhi or the mind in meditation, it will come back. Not the very next day, the very same day, it will come back. Okay? Then, so therefore what to do? That is not an upaya, that's not a remedy. If the mind, if the thoughts, if I could stop thinking altogether, then we don't need to have any more classes. We just need to train ourselves how to stop thinking. And maybe it's good also to a certain extent, but really it's a sadhana. It is not the solution. It's not a permanent solution. So punarbhavati, it will come back. Tada, I'm here. Whether you like it or not, I'm here says what? The complaining, ever-present mind will say that. So now, between laya, absorption, and vinasha, the destruction of wrong notions, what do you prefer? Hello? Vinasha, yes. Okay, so we want vinasha, we want a permanent solution. Nobody wants anything temporary. Everything should be permanent. That's the problem here. Because we don't know that I am already permanent, so we keep seeking the permanent everywhere. Hello, I got a job. Is it permanent? So the person will ask. That's what it is. I bought a house. Is it yours? Does it belong to you? Or is it rented? Rented means it's not permanent. So like this, we are always seeking a permanent solution. And so here, the wanting mind, which is put to sleep either through some kind of sleeping tablet or either through meditation, will definitely come back. So, I choose what? Vinasha. Vinasha means the cessation of ignorance is called vinasha. Not the cessation of thoughts, but the coming to the end of this coming to the end of the ajnanam is called vinasha. So, vinashe, what happens? Na umritam. Na umritam. So the mind that is dead to the ignorance does not come back. Absolutely does not come back. So why? Because the absorption attained by various techniques is different from the abidance in oneself obtained through exposure to Vedanta knowledge. Those are two different things. One is a technique, the other one is you. Very, very big difference. The other one is you. Why? Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman is Brahman. Can't say becomes Brahman. There is no becoming here. The knower of Brahman is Brahman. And so Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. And if Brahmavid, the knower of Brahman is Brahman, I have to recognize the fact that I am Brahman. And so what do? I just say, this is what I want. I want vichara, enquiry. I always choose enquiry over experience. If I choose experience, then samadhi is good. Yeah, but I like experience. I want to have Brahman experience. Arey, you are Brahman. No, but how to experience Brahman? How to experience Brahman means what? Every thought is Brahman, thinker is Brahman, object of thought is Brahman, the means of knowledge is Brahman, seer is Brahman, seen is Brahman, and then that I am seeing, that observer is also Brahman. Then what do you mean you are not experiencing yourself? You are experiencing yourself 24/7, 365, and the Atma is described as Alupta Drik. Alupta Drik means the seer without eyelids. There is no lopa. There is no missing, because supposing in a blink of an eye, so many things can happen. You keep a plate of laddus and you blink. What laddus? Where? Maybe Ganesha ate them. That's why gone. In a blink of an eye, many things can happen. So therefore, Atma is described as the permanent seer, so to speak. And Pujya Swamiji used to, for this purpose, he used to take off his glasses, keep it there, and he would go like this. Permanent seer, not missing anything. So everything it sees, everything it experiences, experiencer cannot be away from this Atma. Experienced cannot be away from this Atma. Everything is I alone. This knowledge I choose over the experience of temporary fixing. The temporary fix you already know how to do. Malls and balls and movies and all these things. You go shopping, that's a temporary fix. You are in samadhi for 2 hours. Yeah, you don't think of anything else. Sajakiya vritti pravaha. That's what is there. What is being sold at this shop, what is being sold at that shop. It's a continuous focus. Nobody has a problem focusing when one is in front of a movie. I wonder why. When it comes to matters of self-knowledge, oh, I'm distracted, I have no focus. But you see a movie, you're able to follow the plot line, silly plot line. Yeah, totally silly, meaningless plot line. People dancing like grown adults, dancing like children around trees and running behind one another. So immature and childish, these Bollywood movies, but people see them. And then people go home and dance for those tunes. And they are making these What are they? No, I'll tell you in a minute. TikTok. Yeah. TikTok means something is wrong here. That's what it means. These TikTok videos. What they see in the movie, they come and dance in the house. All these young girls and boys are doing that. Teenagers. So, there is no attention deficit. There is a complete absorption. No problem at all. Meditate for 5 minutes, no, you're too restless. I can't handle that. So, we already know temporary fixes. We know how to make ourselves feel better for a few hours. We can go visit somebody, have a cup of tea or coffee, or if you're spiritually inclined, you can go visit a temple, or you can go see a movie, shopping, so many things. Nowadays, you don't even need anything. You just need internet, that's all. The phone is closed and keep on. This is called doom scrolling, means you keep reading bad news all the time. Even in the middle of the night, you're going like this. So, therefore, this is not a solution, because such a mind, after the absorption, even in talking about worldly activities, after a period of absorption, what happens? It comes back, vapas aa gaya, the mind came back. Then also one comes into the spiritual realm. In the worldly realm, one was an experience hunter. I want this experience, I want that experience. That's why these experiential gurus are very popular. One says, I come, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll open your third eye. And if anybody says that, say, let it remain closed. Doesn't matter. All these years it has remained closed. Few more years, let it. And besides, it's very inconvenient while I wash my face to think of one more thing that I have to protect. And then it will also have a glasses problem. It will stop seeing. And then how will I ask them to make my glasses? I'll have to have one like this and one like that. And where will that be hanging here? All these problems are there. So come to me, I will open your third eye. Come to me, I will give you Shakti path. What is this Shakti path? I'll bob you on the head with a bunch of feathers. What those? Yeah. Peacock feathers. Tap, tap, tap. Do you feel anything? Yes. Oh, this is it. This is it. These are all spiritual experiences. Third eye opening, blue light seeing in the meditation, yellow light meditation, blue light meditation. And they say it is all from the Upanishad, because they have understood and read. They have not understood, they have just read Neela Bindu Upanishad, and then they have crafted some blue light meditation, yellow light meditation, no light meditation, all kinds of things. This is not going to work. These are all just experiences. Experiences are finite, and the resolution of the mind is also infinitely finite. It cannot get you to the place that you want, and what you want is a permanent solution, so that the mind is not made into a whipping boy. The mind is left free. I know I am not the mind. That is where I need to go. For this, vinasha is needed. Manonasha or vinasha is needed. What is vinasha? Vinasha means complete dissolution, the death of the mind. But how does the mind die? The mind dies to the ignorance that it is a separate, small and limited, finite thing. It dies to this false knowledge or wrong knowledge. That is what is called manonasha. So, this is what the, which verse was that? 12th verse, 13th verse says, yeah. So then what we need is it's the annihilation, the death of the ignorance, so that the mind remains illumined. You can exercise viveka, you can exercise vairagya, you can still be in the world after gaining self-knowledge and do various things. You can do various things. You can be doing things. You can be responsible for things. All these things you can do. So the absorption is through control of prana. It is gained. It is temporary. And then as soon as one comes out, from this state, what is there? The ignorant self is back. So therefore, an abiding mind, but at the same time you cannot say, I don't want samadhi. Bye meditation. Why? Because it's temporary. What do I want? Permanence. So from this day forward, I will never ever meditate again. Is that correct? No. Why is it not correct? Because like everything else, like the karma, like the bhajans, like all the things that we saw, we sent it out of the front door. Where did we ask it to come from? Back door. The meditation samadhi practices are brought through the service entrance, through the back door. And then what happens? After you bring it through the back door, it's a servant. It's no longer the master. So the meditation gives a swachhata, a cleanliness to the mind. It frees it from distractions. Raga dvesha is freed. The hold of raga dvesha is freed through karma yoga, and the hold of the mind which runs all over the place is freed through meditation. Such a tranquil mind is needed. Even if you don't like Vedanta, a tranquil mind is welcome to go through the daily life. It is very much needed. And this is what is talked about in the next verse. Pranabandhana lina manasam Eka chintana nashametyadaha Prana bandhanat. Bandhana here means discipline. By disciplining prana, pranasya bandhanat, prana bandhanat, by disciplining the prana, what is there? The mind which is absorbed, that mind which is prepared. A mind that is prepared through pranayama, through disciplining the prana, is ready for eka chintanam, the contemplative, the contemplation of the non-dually one Atma is ready. So the mind is made to be ready by prana bandhana, and then it is from prana bandhana I have to graduate to eka chintanam. Two different things, prana bandhana, pranayama. So the pranayama is not the ultimate goal. Sometimes people make that the ultimate goal. Yoga is the ultimate goal, pranayama is the ultimate goal, puja is the ultimate goal, singing bhajans is the ultimate goal. If you do that, you will be going goal. That's all. That's all will happen. You won't know where to go. If you're just going round and round, goal means round and round. If you're just going in a conundrum. So that is not the ultimate goal. Puja is not the ultimate goal. Pranayama is not the ultimate goal. And then if you say all these are ultimate goals, it's like a person wearing a very expensive suit. And then what? Staying at home. Then you ask the person, oh, night 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock sleeping time, and you're wearing this expensive suit? Or a nice jari sari, kanjivaram sari you're wearing? Are you going out? No. Oh, maybe you're having guests, dinner party. No. What are you doing? Nothing. This is called all dressed up with no place to go. How ridiculous it is if I dress up and then don't go anywhere. Same way, I prepare the whole antahkarana. I prepare myself. I have viveka as abharana. Viveka, as the writer says, is a chudamani. is the head ornament. Yeah. Vairagya and Mumukshutvam are kundalas, earrings. Like this, I prepare myself. And I have a 6-gem necklace. What is that? Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, all dressed up. Wonderful. But I'm not going to go to Vedanta class, even though I am ready for Vedanta. I am ready, but I'm not going to study. Are there such people? You bet. Have you met them? Yes. Yes. There are such people. Great bhaktas, great devotees, greatly attracted to meditation. You call them to class, suddenly they are not there, gone. They just disappear. Why? Not because they can't understand, they can understand. They feel guilty because they feel that is the goal. Whatever I'm doing, that is the goal. If I leave that, so many wrong thoughts are there. Bhagavan will become angry. I don't tell you not to do puja. I'm saying in addition to puja, you are prepared to understand this. No. They refuse to graduate. They refuse to graduate and stay in the playpen of Karma Yoga. You know playpen? What is playpen? The tired mother puts the child in a cage, kind of, you know. We shouldn't call it a cage, alright? It's called playpen. Like this. There is some net and some iron or something rod, and then just down there. It can't cross over, it's 9-10 months old, and it'll stand there and jump and look. And then it'll cry, mother is in the kitchen, perhaps father is working from home, whatever it is, it'll cry. So one of the parents throws one teddy bear into the net, into the play net. And the child is absorbed for a while. Wee! Wow, wonderful. Oh, it's got colors, it's got this, it's huggable, it's chewable. Very nice. All the senses are engaged. After a while, what? Again it remembers. Oh, neither mother nor father are with me. Throws that. It cries. And again they will put some shiny, rattly thing, you know, making lot of noise. They'll put that there. And then again it goes on and on. So the playpen now is the first portion of the Veda. The Veda has 2 portions. First portion is called, playpen kanda. Okay. What is it really called? Karma kanda. And the second portion is called knowledge portion, jnana kanda. The first portion is all about activity. You streamline the actions. You understand your place in the scheme of things. You learn to go with the flow. In between you cry and Bhagavan gives you a teddy bear. That's all. To keep you quiet. Some karma phala comes. The toys that are being thrown in the playpen is what? Karma phalas. And this is just a little home playpen. But in daycare centers, creches, they have a big one. Where not one, but 4 or 5 bachas are dropped. Okay? 4 or 5 bachas are there, they are all playing, and then one is snatching something from the other, both start crying, and then a new toy is put. This is what is happening in the Jagat. Mine. It all ends in the same way anyway. Yeah. It all ends in the same way. No option. Same way it ends. Doesn't go anywhere else. And then, so this is the playpen, and the babies. Babies means what? Karma kandis. They are all what? Playpen holics, karma phala holics. And then, if you tell them, you know what? You have graduated. Let's go into the jnana kanda pen. No, I like it here. I feel safe. I'm not coming out. I like my toys. What will happen to all my toys? You won't need them to the place where we are going. Trust me. No, I can't live without my toys. I'll be a acha bachcha. I'll be a very good child. But don't take me out of here. The refusal to graduate is a very common, we encounter this commonly. Some kind of a fear. It's the same fear of letting go of the finite and so that I can embrace the infinite. That's what the fear is. So like a complaining child, in between it is specified through various toys thrown into this pen. I keep looking like for leftovers in life. Maybe I'll get this. Maybe if I cry hard enough, somebody will come and give me this. Maybe I can snatch it from that other fellow. Look, he's been playing with it for a very long time. Give me that. And so, like this, one refuses to graduate, and this is a really big problem. Even when the mumukshuta, the desire for freedom comes, and it's a small flicker, in like if there are 10 fans on and you try to light a lamp under one of these fans, what will happen? Nothing will happen, it will blow away. So it's a small flicker of the desire of freedom is being born in the heart. And what do? We snuff it out. We go, shh, not now, not now. Why? Because I'm playing in samsara. I have some kind of a new dasha has got activated. Venus dasha has got activated. 18 years I'm going to make money because my Venus, I'm told by the horoscope, is in a good place, and so I'm going to make hand over fist money. This is not the time for Vedanta. This the thought will come. So one generally suppresses the call for freedom. There is no greater travesty than that, unfortunately. That's why Adi Shankara says, Yad aharam brajet, tad aharam eva pravrajet. The moment you feel the stirrings of the desire of Vedanta, the Vedanta desire is just rubbing its eyes, it has just woken up and is going like this. Take it immediately. Run with the desire. Don't say, let it wake up and I will see if it is real or not. Don't do that. With all the other desires you can do that. With this desire you cannot afford to do that. Run with it, says Adi Shankara. And even in the Sadhana Panchakam, the first verse itself, Swagriham Turnam, what? You leave. You leave your home. Home means comfort. Oh, what's wrong with comfort? There's nothing wrong with comfort. We are talking of complacency. Home means complacency. I'm used to a certain routine. I have become routinized. I have to get out of that routine. I have to get to the place of being alive again. So, Adi Shankara knew this very well. That's why in the Sadhana Panchakam and then Swagrihat Turnam Gamyatam, something like that he says in the first line itself. Sadhana Panchakam, Viveka Chudamani, all these things. He says, the day you feel like, what is the purpose of these pujas? Is there anything better than going to work and coming back and then tending to the children and doing this and doing the same old? Is there anything else? When that question comes, even by mistake, you are not planning to think it, but suddenly the question comes, that day itself leave. Leave what you are doing and get into this line. Oh, but I can't leave what I am doing. Doesn't matter. Make space for this knowledge. That day itself. Make space for this knowledge. Why? The mumukshuta is very fragile. You go and then it's gone. So this is why all these are auxiliary means for the knowledge, and then the knowledge one has to expose. So then prana bandhanat leena manasam. Leena manasam means the absorbed, well-behaved mind. A mind that has fallen back to itself. A mind that is not easily agitated. A mind that is tranquil, quiet, A mind that can help cross even the most difficult of situations. A mind that can help to cross even the hardest of situations. That is the mind that we are talking about. And when that kind of a mind is cultivated, you cannot stay in the playpen anymore. You have to come on the other side and see why have I prepared the mind? And then the answer comes, Eka Chintanat. Eka Chintanam, Eka Chintanaya, Leena Manasam. Ekachintanaya means for the purpose of gaining the understanding of that non-dual one, which is awareness, consciousness, that is Ishvara, that is the truth of Ishvara, that is the truth of me. When I make this Nashameti Adaha, the mind stops being a source of complaint. Mano Nasha takes place. We all know the meaning of Mano Nasha, so we shouldn't think that it is annihilation of the mind or destruction. What is it? It is the destruction of the vrittis of ignorance. It's destruction of ignorance by the vritti of knowledge. One vritti goes and fights with the other vritti and replaces the other vritti. Vritti means thought. So akhandakara vritti means when you're sitting in class and you suddenly have what in English is called aha moment. Ah, I got it. Then by the time you go out of the door, it's gone. But at least it is there. That aha moment is called akhandakara vritti. Some portion of the ignorance has transformed, shifted. And that is what is the beauty of this jnana. A finite vritti can, so to speak, quote unquote, give rise to infinite knowledge, because that knowledge neither rises nor sets. Na udeti na astameti. Bhasayati ekadha chitihi. Drigdrishya viveka. Bhasayati ekadha chitihi. Na udeti does not rise, na astameti does not set. It is just there, constant. So the rise of knowledge, when you say, it is metaphorical. So the rise of knowledge, meaning the understanding that I am limitless, has nothing to do with thoughts. Nothing to do with thoughts at all, because it is you. This Atma even upkeeps the thoughts. That is what we have to see. It even upkeeps the thoughts. So the contemplation on the non-dual, meaning study, Shravanam. Shravanam, listening to the teaching, is the Mukhya Sadhanam for Atma Ajnana. The primary means are there. So then Nashameti Adaha. Adaha means that mind. That which means the mind is gaining a lot of clarity. Now it is ready to resolve the problem, the original problem of ignorance. And then, that is the 14. One more thing we can say. 14th verse. So one more thing we can say here is that I lost the text again. Okay. So one more thing we can say here, Layagatam Punar Bhavati No Mritam, is that when thoughts come, what is there? I am there. Correct? Thoughts go, what is there? I am there. I do not go with the thoughts. So presence of thoughts, the one that sees, and the one that sees what? Absence of thoughts is that I, the truth of this body, mind, sense complex, and in fact the truth of the entire Jagat. That is what it is. Presence of thoughts, I am the one who witnesses. Absence of thoughts, I am the one who witnesses. That's all there is here. So the presence of thoughts means what? I am there. We know ourselves as the one that is there during the presence of thoughts. We do not know ourselves as the one that is there in the absence of thoughts. That is why samadhi and meditation, dhyanam, chintanam, all these things are there to get to know myself in the absence of an active mind. When the mind is passive, I am still there, I need to know. I am still there. What is this I? The I is not the ahankara, the I is awareness, consciousness. I is awareness, consciousness. So I am very much there. And that consciousness, with the thoughts, it is still consciousness. Without thoughts, it is what? Consciousness. Being infinite, the thoughts do not have an effect on consciousness. You cannot say consciousness plus thoughts. It's like saying infinity plus 4. How much is that? Infinity. Infinity minus 10. How much is that? Infinity. So the thoughts to consciousness are like numbers added or subtracted from infinity. They cannot be added, they cannot be subtracted. So similarly here also, thoughts come, thoughts go. I am very much there. I am that constant stream. And then maybe we have a river and a tree like this, okay? And the tree is shedding, leaves. And the river keeps moving, you see one leaf. You are standing somewhere on the bridge and you see the river flowing and you see the leaf coming and falling from the tree on the stream or the river. The river is moving. What happens to the leaf? It flows, it goes away. Then another leaf falls. That also goes away. Third leaf, fourth leaf. In fact, it's a shedding season. So many leaves fall. Let us say 108 leaves fall. They all just go away, go away, go away. Likewise, the awareness is like that. It's ever present, all pervasive, ever moving, everywhere. Moving means not that it's moving, but it is everywhere, sarva vyapi. And when you drop something in it, like a stone on a placid lake, ripples. And what are those ripples? Thoughts, ideas, freakouts, what to do now, why did this happen? And then again what? Similarly, in the realm of human affairs, the mind has agitation. I do not have agitation. I am the observer of the agitation in the mind. I am not the mind. This is what one has to say. Mind is Brahman, but I am not the mind. Brahman is not the mind. Mind is Brahman because everything is Brahman. And so, this is how I have to see that thoughts come and go, I still am. Ideas come and go, I still am. Judgments come and go, I still am. And in fact, if you are ready to go to the next step, we can even say one more thing. I am the one in whose presence the judgments come. I am the one who gives life to the judgments. I give satta, existence to the judgment. Because the judgment and the criticism and the thoughts, all kinds of thoughts are dependent on who? Me. They are all dependent reality. This is what we call as mithya. Mithya, dependent reality. Like even a pot, clay pot. If I had a clay pot, I would show you. What is this? Pot. Say pot. Okay? And then if you say pot, I will say this is not a pot at all. What is this? Clay. Are the words clay and pot synonyms? Paryayavachi shabdah. Paryayavachi means synonyms. Are they synonyms? No. What is the relationship between them? Cause-effect relationship. Clay is cause, pot is because. That's what it is. Between pot and clay, what is the sambandha? Karya Karana Sambandha. Karya, effect, pot. And then cause, clay. Cause, Karana, clay. This cause effect thing is there. So that's why we cannot say they are the same. They are not one and the same. One is the cause of the other is an as though effect. Therefore, we cannot say the clay is a separate entity. Sorry, the pot is a separate entity because the pot is very much with the clay. Can the pot be without clay? Oh sure, we can have a silver pot, gold pot, yes, but that's not what we are talking about. Even if we talk of silver pot, can the silver pot be without silver? No. So the clay pot cannot be without clay. Can the clay be without pot? Huh? Yes. This is what it is. Satyam can be without mithya. Mithya cannot be without satyam. 1,000 ornaments, one gold. A whole room full of earthenware, one clay. This is Chandogya Upanishad. Shvetaketu is taught that after he comes back from university, because his father thinks he really doesn't know anything. If you don't know Brahman, you don't know anything. He says in our whole ancestry, there has not been a single person who is an Ajnani. Think of those times. Amazing. Na asmat kule abrahmavit asit. He says, in our family, in our ancestry, everybody was a Jnani. Except for you, Shvetaketu. You are full of pride. You came back from the university, you are thinking, I know everything. You don't know anything. Because you don't know that one thing, because of which everything is. What's the point? Same thing that is talked about in chapter 6 is in the Chandogya Upanishad, is talked about in chapter 7, also in the Chandogya Upanishad. Narada goes to Sanat Kumara. Narada, very famous, knows everything, all-knowing Narada. A great and erudite sage with at least 1,000 PhDs. Here people, die for one PhD. But here, 1,000 PhDs at least goes to Sanat Kumara and the teacher and says very humbly, because he knows. Why did you keep getting PhDs? Because the problem wasn't solved. I thought if I have one more PhD, I will be bigger, I will be better, and I will stop grieving. But no, the grief got worse. That's what happens when you do a PhD. The grief gets worse. So many pages to read, so much to write. And then you have to defend it. All these things. So then he goes to Sanat Kumara and says that I had heard from honorable people like you, Bhagavad Sadrishebhyah, from honorable people, holy, saintly, godlike people like yourself, I have heard. What have I heard? That Shokam Tarati Atmavit, the knower of the I, the knower of this Brahman, Atma, Brahmatma, crosses sorrow, is no longer sad. Please teach me. Sanat Kumara respects Narada and he doesn't want to take anything for granted. So he says, tell me where I should begin. Vedanta 001, Vedanta 101, Vedanta 201. Where should I begin? First tell me what you know. And what he knows is a huge paragraph in the Upanishad. Without a full stop, he rattles it. Rigvedam Bhagavo Adhyemi, Yadurvedam Adhyemi. Adhyemi means I am a student of the Rigveda. I know Rigveda. I know Yajurveda. Oh, you are Mr. Dvivedi. I know, I know Samaveda. Oh, Trivedi. No, I also know. Yeah, I also know what is missing. Atharva Veda, Chaturvedi. Yes, but I also know Shiksha, pronunciation, Vyakaranam. Vyakaranam means what? Grammar. When presented with grammar, he didn't say Vyakarna, Kya Karna. He didn't say that. He studied very well. He studied properly. He's a master of rhetoric, he's a master of tarka, he's a master of grammar, he knows linguistics, he knows prosody, he knows rituals, he knows all the Upavedas and the 4 Angas of the Vedas. He knows everything that is to know, that there is to know, except for one thing. Oh, only one thing he doesn't know. Sanat Kumara listens to him patiently and says, Narada, I feel a little tired listening to all the things you know. And then what? Then he says, you know what? You know a lot, Narada. You know a lot of nothing. How much is a lot of nothing? How much is a little bit of nothing? Nothing. This is what it is. You know a lot of nothing, and then what happens as a result? You don't know that one thing because of which all these things have meanings. You don't know that only thing because of which all these other things become meaningful. This is what you have to know. Oh, what is that, revered sir? Bhuma. What? It's a wake-up call. This is how to teach people who feel they already know. See, we learn this from the Upanishads. If he had said Atma, Narada would have gone A for Atma, B for Brahman, C for Chit, D for Dharma. He would have gone like that. He would say, I know all this. Yeah, I know. And he would have gone off into some distracted thoughts. He would not have paid attention. Sanat Kumara activated the academic in him and said, Bhuma. What? I've never heard of this word before. Boo-hoo? No. Bhuma, that will get rid of your boo-hoo. Okay? Yeah. So, this is what it is. This is Bhuma. Bhumanam vijignyase. He says, yes, I want to know this. That's how the teaching begins. In the 7th chapter, in the Sanat Kumara, by the way, is one of the sages sitting at the feet of Lord Dakshinamurti. Don't ask me which one. In the evening when we go to the temple, pick anyone. Okay? That is Sanat Kumara. No problem. Anyone you pick. They will not feel bad. They will say, okay, no problem. So, here, back to the 6th chapter, here also the same thing he says. This whole jagat of names and forms was there. What do you mean was there? It is still here. Yeah, but I am talking of how it was. How was it? It was in an unmanifest form. It's kind of an oxymoron. Unmanifest and form. Formless form. We can't translate. So many things get lost in translation. Let us say this jagat was Sat. Sat eva idam. Idam means right here which is available to objectify. Idam agre purve. Idam agre purve asit. Sadeva asit. It was Sat. Sat means it was existent. Undifferentiated existence. Now what do we have? Differentiated existence. That's the only difference. Then what is all this? What is all this? Then he gives a very nice drishtant. How to understand all this? Ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vigyatam bhavati. By doing PhD on one lump of clay, the whole world of earthenware is mastered, is it not? If you go to a room full of pots, do you have to do analysis, study, research on each and every pot? Say no, so we can move on. Okay? No. You just know the clay and then you know all the parts. 1,000 ornaments, one gold. You know gold and then you don't worry about the bother about the ornaments. So like this he says, so what is the status of the ornament? What is the status of the clay? He asks. Uddalaka, the teacher, father turned teacher of Shvetaketu, asks, what is the status of this clay? Can you call it non-existent? Is the pot non-existent? No. Why? Because I see it. Not only I see it. One may say I am hallucinating a pot, but all of you see it. See, it's right here. It's right here. So we all see it, don't we? Yes. Keep it carefully. We all see the pot. So you cannot say it is non-existent, yet you cannot say it is existent. Why? The existence of the pot belongs to what? Clay, not the pot. The existence of the ornament belongs to gold. He gives one more example. The existence of the nail cutter belongs to iron. They must have had some nail cutters in the Vedic times. Nakhanikrantanam. So it's not that the pot is non-existent, yet it is not existent. It is hanging like says Trishanku, in between existence and non-existence. This is the story of our pot. Neither can I establish its existence independently, nor can I dismiss it fully. This is what is called mithya. The whole jagat is mithya. There is only one thing that is not mithya. What is that? The one who says everything is mithya is not mithya. Oh, but that was me. Exactly. You. You are the only thing that is satyam. Sat. You are sat. Everything is mithya. Mithya has two definitions. One is, we already saw, sad asadbhyam anirvachyam. Anirvachyam. You cannot say it exists, you cannot dismiss it as non-existent, it is there. Somehow it is there. The second definition of mithya is adhishthana ananyat, which means it is never separate from sat. Yatra yatra mithya, tatra tatra sat. Wherever there is mithya, sat is right there. Can I say it the other way? Yatra yatra sat, tatra tatra mithya. Wrong. How is it wrong? Just think of the pot clay example. Wherever there is pot, there has to be clay. Wherever there is clay, there need not be pot. In reference to the pot, clay is what? Satyam of the pot. Then what is all this? So many things I see, so many trees, so many people, so many bugs. And as Pujya Swamiji used to say, so many bugging people. How? From bugs to bugging people. So many things I see. What do I call all of them? What are they? Upadhi, yes, but here he uses a special word, phrase. The Uddalaka, the teacher says, Vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam mritika ityeva satyam. The status of the pot is dependent upon my tongue. I am the one who enunciates the word pot and gives it its existence. No, this is too much. Up till now I was understanding, what are you saying? I am the one who gives the pot its existence. Does the pot, which is sitting right here by the way, does the pot come to me and say, hello, I am pot? No. When you go to the kitchen, do the plates start to say, come and eat, it's lunchtime? Does the spoon say, save a little few bites for me, I am hungry too? Plate, it is my name for it. Pot, my name. Spoon, my name. Kitchen, my name. Room, fan, I am the one. The whole jagat dances on the tip of my tongue. This is what is talked about in the Sharada Devi Stotra. Yaya vina jagat sarvam shashvat jivan mrito bhavet. Even though it's supposedly alive, it looks as though dead because the tongue is not there. That vak is Sharada Devi, that power of enunciation is the goddess. It's knowledge, Jnana Shakti. Not an ordinary thing, very big thing. Huge thing this is. So, this whole Jagat dances on my tongue. And before it dances on my tongue, it is dancing in my head in the form of thoughts, and it is enunciated on my tongue. It is Vak Alambanam or Vacharambhanam. Why? Because it is all a vikara, an as though modification. The pot is an as though modification of clay, because no harm has come to clay. Similarly, the Jagat is an as though modification. No harm has come to Brahman because the Jagat has been created. It's not that Brahman lost weight because gave a little bit here, everything is Brahman. Oh, I forgot to put myself there and here and there. Ayyo, nothing is left for me. So sad. Brahman doesn't do that. Why? Infinite. So it permeates this entire Jagat of names and forms. And then the whole Jagat is said to comprise 5 things. Whole Jagat has 5 things. 5 qualities. One is Asti. Phone Asti, pen Asti. Asti means is. Phone Asti, pen Asti, computer Asti, glasses Asti, table Asti, chair Asti, body Asti, mind Asti, sometimes Asti, okay? Yeah. Mind Asti, senses Asti, other bodies in the room Asti. Asti, everything. The whole Jagat can be said Asti. First quality of the Jagat. First Swarupa of the Jagat is what? Asti. If it is Asti, then it should come to light, correct? If not now, 50,000 years from now. Like yesterday, it came in the news that one baby woolly mammoth, like an ancient kind of a furry elephant-like creature, they have discovered when one glacier melted in somewhere in Siberia. And it is completely intact. So, woolly mammoth, Asti. Oh, but I didn't even know there was such a thing as woolly mammoth. Now I know. Asti, when? 50 years later I know. 50,000 years. Not an ordinary thing. So, if it Asti, it has to be an object of knowledge. It has to either shine by itself or it should be Svatasiddha. It has to shine by itself or it should come to know. It should come to know. I should come to know it using a means of knowledge. If it is Asti, it should be evident. Bhati. The second quality of the Jagat, Bhati. Computer Asti, computer Bhati. Shines. Shines. Means is an object of knowledge. Asti Bhati. And then everything Bhati. But Bhati is of 2 kinds of Bhati. One Bhati is Swataha Bhati, by itself Bhati. The second Bhati is what? It is Pramana Siddha. Pramanena Bhati. Meaning, one Bhati, it is self-effulgent, it shines on its own. I come to know of it because it advertises its existence. But then, the other kind is that I need a means of knowledge to establish the existence of something. How many things in the world come under the first category? Svatasiddha. How many things in the world are Svatasiddha, self-illumined? Only one thing, myself. The rest of the Jagat is what? Pramana illumined. Don't get worried about the word pramana. Pramana just means means of knowledge, eyes. Some things are illumined by the eyes. Some things are called sounds are illumined by the ears. Like that. There's only one thing which does not need illumination, that is me, which leaves me free to illumine everything else. Asti, Bhati. Two qualities of the Jagat we have seen. And then the third one is Priyam. Priyam. Priyam means it is lovable to me. Come on. These flying cockroaches that keep showing up in the rooms, are they lovable really? Are they lovable really? Today one came and I tried to escort it out. It climbed on the ceiling and stayed there. I had to get help. Are they lovable? Well, Shastra says yes. How? Some things are lovable by their presence and some things are lovable by them being far away. The fact of the cockroach being escorted out of the room is very lovable to me. It's gone. At least for today, it is gone. Go fly somewhere else. Not here. No? So certain things are lovable by their presence, certain things are lovable by their absence. Like wrinkles, lovable by their presence or absence? Absence. Grey hair, absence. Like this, so many things you can list. Wrinkles, nobody wants. Oh no, grey hair, oh my God. First time you get a grey hair, you immediately pluck it because one is in denial. And then somebody tells, you know what? If you pluck it in the place of one, four will come. Yeah, I don't know if it's a old wives' tale or if it is really true, I have no idea. But because of that, then you can't even pluck it. So, all these things are lovable. Grey hair is lovable on somebody else's head and not mine. And then, what else? Grey hair is lovable on somebody else's head, and then wrinkles are lovable on somebody else's face. You will even go and say to that person, you are so beautiful. You have such a natural look. Here, have the natural look. Take. No. Not for me. So in this way, Shvetaketu is enlightened. He understands because this is the hardest thing of all. Difference between Satyam and Mithya. Pujya Swamiji was in dialogue with a professor in Berkeley for 6 weeks through letters and everything. So many questions he asked, and he was there. Pujya Swamiji was there, and then the gentleman went to Rishikesh or Coimbatore, I forgot where he went, and then after that they corresponded through letters asking questions. Then after that, next year he came again, this professor, I forgot his name, and then he told, Swami, he said, what? This Vedanta is awesome, wonderful. I understand everything, he said. There's only 2 things I don't understand. What are they? Satyam. Okay? So whenever there is T and Y in America, they make a ch sound out of it. Nitya. Instead of Nitya. Satyam. I don't understand Satyam. Okay, what is the other thing? Michya. Yeah. Only 2 things I don't understand. Satyam and Mithya. It's like that famous story of the Panditji who was teaching Rama, who was telling the story of Rama. Ramayana Panditji. Everybody was asleep, as I told you last time. Everybody goes to listen to all these things because the goddess of sleep blesses them when they are listening to stories of Bhagavan. Everybody is asleep. One man is listening, one young fellow listening so much. All 9 days he is like this. He's forgotten his body, he's forgotten his mind, he's just listening so intently. Then after the last offering is made and the arati is done, he says, I have a question. Panditji is thinking he's going to be my successor because I am also getting old. I am going to train him. I am going to keep him with me. He is going to be my successor. All this knowledge I have received, I have to give it to somebody. He is going to be this young man so full of this thing. He said, if you don't ask a question, who will ask a question? Everybody else is asleep anyway. So please ask. Since you are keeping on talking of one word, what is that? I heard Rama, Rama, Rama. I heard. Then you said one more character, Ravana. Ravana, I heard that also. Yes, my boy, yes, please tell. Then I heard you talking about Asura. Now I have a very simple question, Panditji. What is the question? Which among the two is the Asura? Panditji's heart sank into his stomach and got digested also. He was so disappointed. He said, I am the Asura. I am the Asura for thinking that you are studying this. So likewise, if you know everything and you don't know Satyam and Mithya, what do you know? Nothing. You are back to where this Narada was. Back to square one. You want to hear another Panditji story? Alright. So this Panditji is very, 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 proud of his scholarship and erudition. Very, very, he was just, when he used to snore, Paninian grammar sutras came out in every out breath. He was like that. He was so much fully in his thing. Teaching and scholarship. He gets down in Varanasi and he has to cross the river to go to the other side, to go to some ashram or to give some talk. And then people should mind their own business, but we never do, right? He looks at the boatman. So, have you studied Vyakaranam? Boatman said, I have not even looked at a school from outside. What to talk of inside? No Vyakaranam. 1/4 of your life is gone. Have you studied Veda? No, Panditji. What is Veda? He says. Half your life is gone. Useless you are. Half your life is just wasted, gone. Then, have you studied Sahitya, literature? No. I don't even know the meaning of Sahitya. Okay, 3/4 of your life is gone. Like this, they are talking and going on the boat, and then suddenly Panditji feels something cool near his feet. And nobody is doing Pada Puja either. So, what is this cool thing? What is that? Water. Do boat and water go together? Especially flowing water? No. In other words, the boat has sprung a leak. He says, hey, look, there is water. What do we do? Boatman's turn. Boatman says, Panditji, do you know swimming? No, your whole life is gone. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Puja is at 6:15 because we are doing the 300 names of Namaha for Rudram. Okay. So it's at what time? 6:50. What time is it usually? 6:30. So 15 minutes early we have to show up there. Okay.
Thank you, Swamiji. Now.